Lucimus Prime here, so it's time for the next episode of my Star Wars 30-week challenge. So guys, today's question is asking me, what is my favourite lightsaber duel? So, now this is actually a pretty easy question, guys, because while there are definitely many, great duels in the Star Wars franchise, absolutely, there is one particular duel which I think can never ever be topped in my personal opinion, and it is none other than Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith's climactic lightsaber duel, which is between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar. So yeah, this lightsaber duel, in my opinion, was absolutely perfect in every way, guys, and I really adore it. So yeah, now, what I love about it is, so one highlight is definitely the opening dialogue, where Obi-Wan Kenobi confronts Darth Vader after he's just choked Padme. I did like that. And of course, it was the first time that Kenobi saw Vader for what he is, really, because the last time he saw him was when he was Anakin Skywalker saying goodbye, old friend, to him, which proved to be pretty sad because, it was the last time he saw Anakin before he turned to the dark side. So, yeah. And, yeah, the dialogue between them was absolutely brilliant, and I don't care if if that scene's dialogue is said to be, poorly written, because, to be honest, guys, I think it was perfectly written, the dialogue for that scene. Brilliant, and the delivery by Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen was absolutely phenomenal. Two great actors in that scene, absolutely brilliant. And then, as soon as they ignite the lightsabers, I'm like, come on, here we go, this is gonna be fun. But then Darth Vader, yeah, he does a backflip, and then after that, we get an amazing duel for about, it's like about 10 minutes worth of really amazing choreography. Yeah, I think it's 10 minutes, even if you, don't include, the Yoda and Palpatine duel taking place at the same time. It's like if you edit that out, it takes about 10 minutes for him to have this duel, doesn't it? And yeah, it's like 10 minutes worth of absolutely epic choreography. Because I do believe that Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor trained for several months in sword fighting to prepare for this climactic lightsaber duel. And apparently, guys, all of their, fast movements and a very fast-paced, lightsaber swinging, that was not, edited slow movement, in the filming process. That was actually them doing all the very, fast, high-paced swingings. Oh, yeah. That wasn't, edited. That was them doing their own saber fighting. And, I think they did their own stunts as well, I believe. Maybe. But other times it might be, CGI versions of them, for the intense stunts, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I think from on that tower that's, falling towards the lava, I think it might be CGI doubles for them, maybe. But despite that, however, it's still, really great. And I also love the setting as well, Mustafar for it as well. Because it's what George Lucas's version of hell is supposed to be, and yeah. And it fits really well for that atmosphere, absolutely. And another thing I do like as well is their commentation on, the river, of the lava river as well. Because they... And I love the dialogue as well, where Obi-Wan says he's failed him, and then Vader says he should have known which Jedi plan to take over. Then Obi-Wan says, that Chancellor Palpatine is evil. Then Vader says, from his point of view, the Jedi are evil. And Kenobi says he's lost. That dialogue is so absolutely chilling. It's amazing. And then the final act of the duel, where Obi-Wan Kenobi gets the high ground. I mean, for some weird reason, guys, Revenge of the Sith, it has spawned tons of Star Wars memes, and this is definitely one of them, the whole high ground thing. And yeah. So Obi-Wan gets the high ground, and, says it's over, but Vader says that he underestimates his power. Then Kenobi warns him not to try and jump and attack him, but Vader ignores him and jumps to attack him. And then Kenobi chops his legs off and his left arm, yeah. All that's left of the limbs is his golden arm. So, yeah. And then we get probably a very heartbreaking scene where, Kenobi is really upset and, yells that, Vader was the chosen one. And he was set to destroy the Sith, not to join them. And to bring balance to the Force and not leave it in darkness. And then we get definitely one of the most chillingly haunting lines ever, where Vader literally roars in agony, screaming at Kenobi that he hates him. Oh wow, that is just so chilling, absolutely. And then Obi-Wan says to Vader that he was his brother and that he loved him. and calls him Anakin as well, even though, of course, Anakin Skywalker is technically dead, because as soon as, you know, Anakin turned his lightsaber on and cut off Mace Windu's hand, that's when he became Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker died when he cut off Mace Windu's hand, so yeah. I don't know why people call this fight Anakin vs. Obi-Wan on YouTube, or even in the soundtrack for the theme, because that's not Anakin Skywalker, it's actually Darth Vader, so yeah. So I very much prefer to call him Darth Vader, because that's who he is. He's Darth Vader, not Anakin Skywalker in this duel, so yeah. Then after, you know, Obi-Wan tells Vader that he loved him and calls him Anakin, Vader then begins to set on fire. Definitely a very gory scene, and definitely one of many reasons why the film is rated 12 in my country, because this is definitely the darkest Star Wars film, yeah. And then, of course, Obi-Wan takes Vader's lightsaber, which he will, of course, later give to Luke in, you know, A New Hope. So, yeah. Then he leaves, and then after that, Obi-Wan Kenobi leaves Vader to burn. And, yeah, that was the end of the duel. And, yeah, definitely, you know, the best finale of, you know, the films when it comes to lightsaber duels, really. Like, choreography was top-notch, the dialogue and the atmosphere, and also the music by John Williams was also the best as well, because the soundtrack title, there's two of them, you know, called Anakin vs. Obi-Wan, even though I prefer to call it Darth Vader vs. Obi-Wan, and also Battle of the Heroes. So yeah, those two coupled together, that's my favourite soundtrack composed by John Williams ever, and it fits the scene so well. Chilling, and the atmosphere, it's just absolutely perfect. I love it. And yeah, so that's my favourite lightsaber duel, guys, which is Darth Vader vs. Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge Sith on Mustafar. So, you know, duel, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to comment what your favourite lightsaber duel is of all time. I'd love to hear what your favourite lightsaber duel is. Also, be sure to join Team Bam by pressing subscribe for more videos in the future. And may the Force be with you always.